Okay, so I think we have started the recording now, and we can now start talking about this session. So, welcome all. In this session, I'm going to talk about EIS. So, till now, we have seen what insurance is, and we have even seen the basic concepts, and then we actually went ahead and saw the advanced insurance concepts as well. So before actually we start into EIS, any questions do you have from previous sessions on the basics of insurance or advanced insurance concept? Any question basically you have? Okay. So if not, let's start talking about EIS then. So let me give you an example. Now we know what is insurance. So suppose Lingam has a company and he wants to start selling insurance product. And he already has few products he's selling, but he doesn't have suppose auto insurance product. Okay, and he wants to insure. He wants to give the insurance for vehicles also, right? So now we are talking from the company perspective. Okay, till now mostly we spoke about customer perspective, like how they approach the insurance company and they buy this insurance. But now we will talk about from the implementation perspective, how an insurance company, how they see their products, and how they try to capture the market. So first of all, they analyze the market and they see like, okay, in India, we don't have suppose. Some insurance which they want to capture. Now they want to launch a new product, and when I say they want to launch a new product means they want to start selling those policies in India. And suppose Lingam wants to start a new company in insurance. Now he has to sell those policies, but he doesn't have any software related to it. Okay, he doesn't have, either he can do it manually like in the older days what we used to do, in local villages. We could have physical records maintained, but nowadays it is more on software. Like if you should if you are planning to have some application, you must have a software for it. So first thing Lingam should do when he wants to start selling this insurance product is that he should have a software for that particular product, right? So that he can approach customers and then start selling those policies. But there are now two scenarios in this case. Either Lingam can develop that particular software in his own company, uh, or he can approach third-party vendors. Like, if you already have any insurance product, can you help me set up this quickly instead of me? Because my core business is insurance. My core business is not technology, right? If you can provide me the technology, I can start selling my products very quickly. So EIS, what they realized that there is a big scope for us to develop that product and start selling it to insurance companies, so that insurance companies, they don't have to focus on the technology part. They can take care of their business part, and we can provide the technology for selling the insurance. So this is how the idea came, and they developed this product which we know as EIS, which is Exigent Insurance Solutions. And from the name also we can see like it is an insurance solution. It provides solutions for developing your insurance products. Okay, so this is the basic concept of why there was a need for EIS. So this is actually I am going to talk about 3 points why we need EIS. So this is exactly why we need EIS, is because mm, insurance company, they don't have the time or the energy to focus on the technology. Rather, they can focus on the business part, and technology could be handed over to some other company. Okay, and this is where EIS comes in picture, that they provided this software or the tool where it's very easy for customers to configure it and start selling their policies instead of them developing that product in their in-house. Okay, any questions on why we need EIS, or what was the basic purpose that it has so many customers, and why it has captured so much market? Any questions on why we need EIS? or what. Then, yeah, go ahead.
Vijay, what is the use like if they are giving software? So like if they can develop their own software and they can promote, right?
Correct. Now, developing that software, if you suppose are a company, insurance company, and you want to launch a product, developing that product will take a lot of time. It is like it will take years for you to develop those products, and before you can launch it into the market. But if you don't have that much time and you want to quickly go into any market, you have to see like what are the already existing solutions I have, and if I have those solutions, and can I install it in my infrastructure and then get those ready, right? Instead of me developing those. And the second point, as I had already mentioned, that as a business, I want to focus on the business itself. Like in this case, insurance. I don't want to concentrate on the technology part. Okay, so let me give you an example like other tools like BSC, right? Bombay Stock Exchange. They have their in-house tool. So over the time, what happened? No, instead of being a stock trader, they actually became a company of technology, right? Because they developed the technology in their house, and everything was developed in house. So rather than being a trader company, their energy was consumed. A lot of energy was consumed in the technology side, which actually could be avoided. And as a business, what I want to do is I want to put all my energy into the business, and I don't have to think about the technology. So here is where EIS comes in picture, that as an insurance company, I want to focus all my energy in developing the product, the business products, not the technology corresponding to it. Okay. So now, what is EIS? EIS is Insurance Solutions, Accident Insurance Solutions. It provides you the insurance solutions, and we are going to show you in the demo. So this session I won't go through many slides. This is the only slide I have, and then basically we are going to take you into the system and give you a demo. Okay, so this is how EIS looks like. Okay, so if you log in into EIS, let me actually log out and log back in. So basically, they have created a generic user for everyone. QA is the password, and anyone can log in with this generic user ID. But on the company premises, they might have SSO enabled, so you don't have to provide any password there. It will directly take you to this page if the SSO is enabled. But QA is one of the generic user they have provided, so that anyone can log in and check out the system and work in the system basically. Okay, so once I log into the system, this is how my system looks like. Okay, it has many tabs here, as you can see. It has my work, and then it has multiple tabs like customer, and then case and billing, policy. As we had discussed, billing is a core module of EIS, and then policy also is a core module, and then we have claim also as one of the core module. Okay, and then we have code and the reports. These are the main tabs in EIS. In the first tab, customer will whoever logs in, right? And we were saying like who are the users of EIS. Piyush had asked
Hi,
that
Vijay.
question in the,
Just sorry
yeah.
to interrupt. I think you haven't shared the screen.
Okay, let me. Oh, thanks for reminding me. You guys should tell, no? Okay, sorry about that. Um, so let me actually show you again. So what I did was I just logged out from the system, and I logged in as a QA user. Okay, this is how the application will look once you log in with any user ID. Basically, the QA is the generic user ID they have provided for everybody's use. Okay, so this is how the system is going to look once you log in. My screen is now visible, right?
Yeah, it is which
Yes, yes.
application, Vijay?
Sorry,
It is which application?
EIS.
No, EIS,
Accident.
like that's what, like is PFJ bank or something like that. No?
So EIS will be common, and then on top of that, you can develop any products. This is for principal. If you see the logo here, this is for principal.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, So let's talk about the EIS application itself. Now it has multiple tabs. I was discussing that it has a customer tab where you have all the customer specific information, and then it has case, and then billing, policy, and claim. These are the three core modules of EIS. Okay, and then you have codes and reports. So basically, these are all the basic tabs where you will be working under, or any user of the insurance company. So mostly the user of this EIS application is the people who are working in the insurance company. Like suppose if you go to Bajaj Allianz office, right, and to buy a policy, they will be opening up some system, and they'll be registering your information there in that system, and then they will be, at the end of the day, they'll be issuing a policy. So this is that system. It will be utilized by the uh, generally the employees or agents of an insurance company. Okay, so suppose you go to business banking, any bank, right? And if you want to do any banking transaction there, you ask the bank employees to do it on your behalf, and they utilize some system. So because they are provided with the banking solutions system, the system what we are seeing here is insurance solutions product. Okay, so if you go approach any insurance company, they will be using this product to see your policies and all the details about claims and billing, all those things. Any confusions on this? What is EIS and why it is, why it helps you to expedite your market delivery or approaching the market? Okay, so let's see in little more detail. So in the My Work tab, as you see, like, once a customer logs in with the particular user ID, they will see My Work tab, and all the work assigned to them, it will be visible under My Inbox. So all the tasks basically which are assigned to them. Okay. You don't have to put a lot of effort to understand this now. We will be talking about in future sessions about this also. But here you will see all the work assigned to you. A very simple tab, but it deals with the, you might have worked in any other product earlier, and this is a common feature that most of the products provide, that your product should be able to create jobs and assign it to people so that they can work on those tasks. Okay, this is a very basic functionality. EIS also provides this. Okay, now at the end of the day, our purpose of using this tool is that we should be creating the policies for the customer, and we should be creating the billing invoices for them, and also if there is any claim, customer should file any claim for their policies. Okay, how EIS designed this solution? Okay, so there are multiple vendors actually which have designed their insurance solutions. EIS is one of them. Okay, and then Guidewire is another big player in the market, where they also have the similar product. And as an insurance company, right? So suppose Lingam wants to create that or start that insurance company, he can approach EIS or Guidewire to have those ready-made products configured for them. Okay, so he has multiple choices. There are multiple players in the market. EIS is one of them. And EIS approach also to develop this product also was little different than other vendors. What they did, let me try to draw something. Let me come my mouse. Come up. So let's take this thing. So what they did, they designed the system, and what they kept customer at the center of it. Okay, customer. Uh, what does that mean is, if you want to do anything in EIS, you must have a customer in place. So that becomes my customer centric approach. If I want to create a policy on top of it, right? Suppose this is a policy. If I want to create a policy, it should be that I must have a customer in place already in EIS, and then I can create a policy on top of it. Okay. Similarly, if I want to do the billing thing, right? Let me take this box for billing. So suppose if I want to do billing, right? For billing, also my customer is a must have. Actually, customer and policy both are must for billing to happen. But customer is the centric feature to your product. And let me draw one more box here. Let's use triangle here. So for claim, right? Basically, what I want to tell you here is that my customer or EIS design, right? How they designed their product is they kept customer as the center of their product, and then they designed their whole product around that feature. Drag it back. Okay. I don't know. So you guys are understood, right? And let
Control
me
Z
show
you
you.
do, Vijay.
Huh?
Control Z you
Control
do.
Z.
Automatically picture will come more.
No,
Yeah, again.
it's actually deleting that.
It's not happening.
Anyway, so
Okay.
I think I have to zoom maybe to show you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So this became like this. Sorry, let me. So it became like this. So this is my EIS application. Okay, and policy, billing, and claim are three core modules. But at the center is a customer. Okay, I can show you more diagrams here. Don't worry about this. Customer 360 approach. Yes, this is not specific to EIS. Actually, multiple products in the market. If you see, they have this customer 360 approach, where what they do is they keep customer at the center, and they develop their technology around the customer. Let me take a better example. So here we can see the better example. So if you see this in this application also, they have customer at the center, and everything is around customer policy detail. Let me open this. This actually is a good example for insurance also.
Vijay, one small doubt here. Customer in the sense end user only, right?
Sorry, come again.
No, here the customer in the sense like the end user. From
I think
EIS
it's either
perspective,
you are breaking or my. Huh?
I can hear him fine, Vijay. So Mahesh, customer depends. Actually, the customer differs in different kinds of insurance. So when it comes to, let's say, employee benefits or group insurance, the customer is the entity which is kind of taking the responsibility of the whole group. So let's say example H2 or PwC or Infosys. These companies go to the insurance companies and get their insurance for their employees, right? So the
Yes.
customer becomes the company.
Company, yeah.
Beneficiary is always the person who's getting the insurance, which is us.
Okay.
But customer is the company. In the case
Okay.
of individual insurance, it is normally the person who's getting insured. So let's say if I go and buy term life for me, I am the customer, right? I'm paying the insurance premium and all that. So essentially, who's paying the premium insurance is the customer, and then everything else is the coverage. And you cover your assets, PNC. PNC is basically by now you all should have be aware of what three broad categories of insurance are. Right, so we have group insurance, we have individual insurance, and then we have PNC, which is property and casualty. So property and casualty is your motorbike, your car, house, any physical asset which you want to insure, right? That comes under PNC.
Yeah. And Piyush, to your surprise, I think principal has added one more category. It's a hybrid category of they have mixed group insurance and individual insurance, and they have created one disability product. So
That
which
is
is
why
like very unique.
they're so complex. Yeah,
them,
that is
yeah.
why they're so complex to work on.
Correct.
Right.
But that is very unique to them. Generally
Exactly.
speaking, group insurance and individual insurance are the two categories. but they have created a hybrid kind of category. Okay, so here
Right.
coming back to the customer 360 thing, right? So here your customer is the entity or the person who is buying the insurance. Okay, and as an insurance implementer, what I am doing is I'm keeping my customer at the center and developing all the features around that customer. This is called customer 360 approach. So 360-degree approach, like if you see, everything is developed around customer policy detail, customer address detail, customer family details, customer interactions, customer feedback, customer contacts. Everything is customer centric. Okay, this is the basic meaning of customer centric, and this you should be. EIS has utilized this architecture to develop their product. Okay, let me now go back to EIS. So let's actually now start creating a code, and I don't have any other example but this principal code, which is a little complex. But to start giving any code to my customer, or to start issuing any policy to my customer, I must have a customer in place. This is the basic meaning of customer 360. Okay, so to create a customer, what you could do is you can click on search plus. It will open this window here. Okay, here you will see that this you can search out your existing customer with so many options. It has, policy code number, business name, city, all of any of this field you can provide, and it can actually search it out for you. Let me try to search with test first name, and then you will see that it will see if there is any customer already existing with a test name. It will try to find and it will list it here. So if you don't have a customer in place already, we will have to create a customer first. Okay, now there are two type of customers in the system. As Piyush was mentioning, that there are individual customers. Individual customers are who? The people like you and me. Like they want to buy this policy for themselves. Okay, or they want to gift it out to someone. But at the end of the day, individual will be insured. So like life insurance policies, all of those are mostly those are for individuals. Okay, and non-individual customer is the entities which are like as a group you want to buy insurance. So if suppose the institute has given medical insurance, right, to its employees, that comes under non-individual customer, because they are buying the policy as a group. Okay, not an individual. Okay, for in our case, we will take the example of individual. Any confusion on what the two type of
So Vijay,
customers?
like as you mentioned, like Estuate purchased one policy for all of us, like so it is a group policy. So we all will come under as a non-individual. You meant to say?
Yes, not all of you. There will be a contract between the insurance company and Estuate. Okay, they will issue a master policy under which all the employees will be given certificates. Okay, that is the concept of group insurance. Instead of
Got it.
individually
Just
given.
wanted to know, like, what is this non-individual? Some example. Is there any example you can?
Non-individual, yeah, this is the perfect example that Eastway is giving you medical insurance, correct? And they are buying it as a group insurance. So when you buy it as a group, there might be some discount associated with it. Like if you are buying it for your company and it has around 500 employees, then you are eligible for some discount. Rather than if you go for individual insurance, right, you'll have to pay more money. So if you try to buy medical insurance outside Eastway or your company, then you will have to pay more amount as an individual. That is the difference between non-individual and individual insurance. Here as a group you are buying. So suppose now I have a company, okay, and it is a logistic company, and I have many trucks in that company. I want to insure all of my trucks, right? In that case, my customer type will be non-individual, because as a company I want to insure my vehicle, not as an individual. Whereas if I have a personal car and I want to ensure that, that will be done under individual customer. Okay. So let's go ahead and try to see it in action. Let's try to create an individual customer in the system so that we can, go ahead and create a quote on top of it. Okay. Let me see. System is still running up. It's a little slow. Let's give it some time that it is taking. Okay.
Vijay, what is this
So
account tab?
now it will again. What is which tab?
Account tab.
Report.
Account.
Where do you see account?
In the previous screen, actually. So, okay, fine. Once we open.
Okay, we'll come back to that screen then.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So now, as I was telling you, insurance company needs your details before it can start issuing you a policy. So those details are of two types. One is the customer details, like what is the name of the customer, what is date of birth, and all those personal details. Let's create an customer. Customer one. Any name actually it could be. Let me put Singh name here so that it is more realistic, right? And then date of birth. So these are non-mandatory field. So again, the one more feature EIS has given is if you see this red asterisk, that means this field is a mandatory field. The others are not mandatory fields. But anyway, let me fill it. And for US market, there is this another field that we will have to consider is SSN. This is like our Aadhaar number. So this is a unique number. But what basically you should understand is here to create this customer in EIS, you must have the customer specific data, right? So this is like when you go out and try to buy a policy, you are filling out a form. Instead of physical form, now it is an electronic form. Okay. Now this validate, if you see this button, right, validate, it does the validation of the address, and they have done a third-party integration to check whether this address is a valid address or not. We will talk about it in some other session. But here I'm just quickly creating one customer. I'm just specifying whatever data is mandatory, and then I'm quickly going ahead. Any confusion around this, what I am trying to do here? I'm just simply trying to create a customer in the system because architecturally they have designed their system based on the customer. So if you want to have a policy or quote issued to the customer, you must have a customer created in EIS first. Okay. Now you have a customer, your customer name is using customer ID system generated, and it has the address. If you provide all this detail, phone and email, all this will be listed here. Okay. And in EIS, we are calling this data here listed, we call it banner. Okay. Those will come and when I take a technical session, I will tell you like how do we develop these banners and how do we change this. But at the moment, just remember that this information is shown in banner.
Okay.
Yeah, any question?
Vijay, what is this lead source and the lead status?
Lead source is so now system tells you that this is a lead customer. It is the customer who can buy a policy from you, but he has not yet bought the policy from you. Okay. So this is the system how it reflects. It's a lead customer yet. It has not bought any policy. So maybe we should call them and chase them that you have a customer created in our application. Shall we go ahead and issue the policy for you? Or do you want to buy the policy from us? So this is that lead it specifies here. Okay. Now this customer is created in the system. If you see here, there is this option to add code for this particular customer. Now, quotation is some I already mentioned in the earlier sessions. Quote is that quotation you are going to give out to customer. Okay, and if they are happy with that quotation, they will buy that policy or the quote. So let's add quote now. That is in the second step. So in EIS, to issue a quote to any customer, you must have a customer in place, and then you should create that quote so that you can give the quotation to the customer that if you are going to buy this policy from us, you will have to pay such amount to the company. Okay, so here if you see, the transition has happened from customer tab, it actually came to quote tab, right? Because we are now going to work under quote. We are going to create a quote for the customer we have already created. Now this customer data, it keeps it in the context object. Okay, now if I'm switching from customer to a quote or a policy or a bidding or claim, it will show me the data for that particular customer. And this is the whole meaning of customers 360, that your system is designed keeping customer in the center. Okay. Now if I try to create a quote, that quote will be created for that particular customer, and from the context object, right? I think you guys are all technical guys. What it does is, from that context object, it picks up all the information regarding that customer, and it can fill in those data here in the code to start with. So if you see, some of the fields are already filled in. So this how does this happens is through the context object. It picks up all the information of customer and copies it over to the code. Now we are in the code creation phase, and as I had mentioned in one of my previous session, let me go back and show you. So a policy has multiple parts, and this was this slide, right? A policy has policy information, it has insured information, it has the risk detail, like what risk we are going to cover under that policy. It has coverage details, like which coverages we are going to cover under that policy. Something like, if I'm insuring my car, is it covered under fire? Is it covered under theft? Okay, all those coverage details. And then it has premium information, like how much information I need, how much premium I need to pay to the insurance company. Okay, and then it has an underwriting decision and policy documents generated for you. So how EIS does all these things, right? Now EIS is the software which is implementing this solution of issuing the policies. How it does it? It captures all of data under these tabs in quotation. So now I'm creating a quote, but to know the premium for this particular customer, I must capture some information from the customer. Okay, what type of policy they want, at which date they want to start it, all those details. Okay, and if you see the status of this quote right now and the existing customer, and this goes back to that question of lead, right? Because this is a lead customer, it is showing that it is not an existing customer, it is a new customer. And this is how it gets to know whether it's a new customer or old customer. If you are an old customer and buying another policy, you might get some discount. Okay. But here it is the information that, status is, now I have initiated this quote. And I need to fill out all the details, and then only I can see my premium information about this particular quote. So let's start filling in the data. Actually, this is called data gather. Okay. Why it is called data gather is because we are gathering all the data required to issue that policy from customer. Now, if you go to any insurance company, either they will ask you or you will have to fill in the form. And from your form, somebody will take that data and fill it in the system. So this is what happens in the insurance company, and this is what I am doing right now, that I am entering this data on behalf of customer in the system. So that's my system knows that this particular customer is coming, and he could buy this policy from us. Okay. So this
Vijay, that
just
policy
quickly
type
fill this.
drop down, can you show us once?
So
Yeah,
this is
policy
again
type.
specific to my product in principle. You will have multiple different type. So don't go by like the data here. What I'm feeling.
Okay, okay, fine.
Generally, the data will be different, or the number of questions or the type of questions you are asking will differ from policy to policy. Like for life insurance policy, you will be asking different questions to the customer. Like if you approach an insurance company, right, and you want to buy life insurance, now the form for life insurance will be different from the form for car insurance, isn't it? So basically now
Yeah.
I am trying to fill this form, and my policy in this case is disability insurance. Okay, disability income also it is called. So if somebody gets disabled, right, if they are in a job and if they cannot do that job, and depending on their this type of disability, whether it is a permanent disability or temporary disability, this insurance company will pay them. Okay, if that scenario happens. But irrespective of that, let's see how system does it. It actually captures all of this information under these tabs. Okay, and this information I was mentioning, that to buy a policy as an insurance company, I must have all this information captured from customer, and only then I will be able to tell them like, okay, this is the premium I can offer you. So this is basically what we are doing here. We are capturing all the required information from customer, and then I will skip advisor. It's not common. It is specific to my policy, disability insurance. Okay, Karthik, with you, I'll take it separately. Advisor that you must know. Others, I don't think they should know advisor. But okay. So let me quickly go to the insured. This will be the insured information. Who is the person who is getting insured? Okay. So see, as I was telling you that it picks up all the data from context object for the customer, and it fills it already in your form. So all this information we had entered while creating this customer, it fills in this data here, and then we can complete rest of the data quickly. And then move ahead. So in short, if you see, there are multiple questions being asked for the disability insurance. For the product, different set of questions, and it could be more or less in numbers. But here is I am giving you an example of how a quotation looks like. Okay, this is how you create a quote in the system, insurance quote basically, and how system generates the rate information based on this data. Let me select US customer. And premium mode, how you want to pay the premium. Do you want to pay it monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual, right? So depending on that, you can select your premium mode. And basically it is asking more questions about the sickness and all those history, medical history, and then the financial history. Okay, so in your insured, it might ask different type of questions. But technically speaking, this is what we are doing. We are creating a quote here. No, I will just see quickly. No here. Okay. Now, then there is another most important part I'm going to do next. After you capture the policy specific information, like what is the start date of your policy and what is the end date of your policy. All these details are captured under policy tab. Under insured, you have captured what are the basic details of insured, the financial details, the medical details, all those things you have captured here. The next tab is very important. This is the plan definition, or in some cases in your product, you will see it as a risk item or something. Okay, but here you will define the plan of your policy, like what are the coverages you are going to buy. So if you remember this discussion I was having with you, coverage details. Here you are telling the insurance company, okay, I want if I'm going to insure my vehicle, I want to have third-party liability coverage, or I also want to have fire coverage or the theft coverage included in the policy or not. Okay, so EIS does it through plan definition. You can always go ahead and rename this tab based on the customer needs. Okay, however they want to capture this information from system. This you can take it as an example. I'm telling you that before I can issue the quote, I must capture a lot of information from customer, and then I can tell them, okay, this much premium you will have to pay. Okay, so elimination period. These are actually, all the fields. What I'm feeling has some business specific meaning, and when you start working in EIS, it is good to know the business meaning of it, because then it will be easier for you to work. So suppose, for an example, this field, your occupation period or the monthly benefit amount, right? Any field you can take. This has some business meaning, like what is that monthly benefit you are looking out for. Now, if you get disabled in this case, because it's a disability policy they are trying to buy, if you get disabled, how much is monthly benefit you are looking for? $2,000, something like that you can put. So it has a business meaning. Every field has a business meaning here. Okay, and now I think I'm ready to do a premium calculation. Let me just do this. Part B is actually unique to disability insurance. It's not in all the products. It's some regulatory thing. Okay, and as I was mentioning you this thing, right, and I can give you an example now. Actually, if you remember in my basic insurance session, I was talking about regulator. Who are the regulators? So for banks, it is RBI in India, right? Reserve Bank of India. They are the regulators. They are monitoring how banks are doing in India. Are they performing any frauds? Are they keeping their cash ratio in their banks or not? So these are the jobs of a regulator, like SEBI, Stock Exchange Board of India. They are regulating how stocks are sold in India. Like, are there any insider trading happening, or companies are doing any fraud? So they are keeping an eye on the business. In banking case, it is RBI. In stocks or in the shares, it is SEBI, SEBI, Stock Exchange Board of India. Similarly, the regulator for insurance is Insurance Regulator and Development Authority of India. They are the one who decide the rules or the regulations around insurance domain. Okay, in USA, it is National Association of Insurance Companies. Okay, so this company, NAIC, they said, for disability insurance, you must have this form be captured. Okay, so again, this is a regulatory requirement, and that is why we are capturing this information. Is this clear, or I have created confusion in your mind? What is a regulator, and sometimes you have to capture that information because the regulator is asking you to do it. Okay.
So without
Now let's go
IRDA,
ahead and see the
there
premium
will
summary.
not be any policies, right? There will not be any insurance policies, I guess.
Yes. Every insurer, right? Every insurance company, they have to abide by the rules and the regulations set by IRDAI, because they want to protect the insurers, right? So suppose you have had a policy, but now company is denying the claim, and you had a valid policy. So if you want to complain, you can always reach out to IRDAI. Okay. So suppose like housing industry, right? Earlier they did not had any regulator in India, right? But I think starting 2016 or 17, they have this RERA regulator, which is for this one, regional energy regulators in India. Just an example, Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016. Okay, so what government did is they came up with this law. They established this regulator. So now this is an agency. This is their regulator. They are regulating housing industry. So suppose a constructor takes money from you and they don't deliver that flat or apartment or the house to you, you can always approach RERA and they will be addressing your concerns. Similarly, for insurance, you must abide by all the rules and regulations set by IRDAI. Okay, and if there is any concerns customer has, the customer can always reach out to them and tell them that this company is doing some fraud. They are not giving my claims back to me. Even I have a policy and it is valid, and I also have the coverage associated with it, but they are denying my claim for XYZ reasons, right? So they can take a decision based on that. And if you are filing for bankruptcy, even in that case, RDI will play a role. They have decided all the regulations on how do you file the bankruptcy. Okay, but that is a little advanced concept. Let's go back to our EIS. Okay, now the basic thing here is like you have seen how do we create a customer in EIS. Now for that particular customer, Piyush Singh, in this case, how do I issue a quote? How do I tell Piyush that based on the information you have provided under policy and insured and the plan definition, based on this information, how much you will have to pay? Right now it is showing 0 because I have not rated this quote. So to rate this quote, I have to click on rate button. So EIS has designed this feature. If we have must be selected, producer missed. Okay. So if you see what happened, when I clicked on rate, for rating, few fields are mandatory and you cannot skip those. Okay. So in my case, even this field was not mandatory, but for rating it is mandatory. So what they have done is, on click of rate, they have written a rule which checks that this data should be provided to me before I can go ahead and rate it. These are no more producers. Let's see the producers. Okay, so this is asking for the advisor. Let me quickly go ahead and provide it because it's not rating it. To understand the difference between a fee bid being mandatory and a fee bid being mandatory for the rating. Okay, these are two different things. A field which is mandatory for the policy to be issued will be shown in the red asterisk. No, it is mandatory that you cannot proceed before you fill out this data. But you can proceed to other forms, but you cannot proceed for the rating until you provide the rate bearing field. And I think we have had this discussion earlier also, where I was mentioning that few of the fields will be rate bearing. Okay, when we say rate bearing means this data, whatever you provide in those fields, will affect your rate. It will either might increase it or might decrease it. So suppose if you are going to buy a life insurance policy and your age is around 20 or 40, right? Depending on your age being 20 or 40, your premium will vary. Okay, for 20-year person has to pay less premium compared to a 40-year person who is going to buy life insurance policy. Okay, is this clear? What is the rate impacting field? Anyone? Any questions? No questions. So Karthik, what is the rate bearing field? Do we have Karthik?
Yeah, Vijay.
So what is the rate bearing field, Karthik?
Rate bearing field. Like the rate bearing, like it means online prices details, company sellings, and suppliers to the customer, which the insurance will give.
No, I don't. Can you put it in other words? I think it's confusing. Can you simplify it? See, a rate bearing
See.
field is a simple concept.
Yeah, like
Hmm.
yeah,
Go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, like it is typically if a customer is ready to give some insurance like chuckle to its premium, like house or an field bearing or automobile industry, like any kind of bearing, it has to be done.
It has to be provided and it will impact
Yeah,
your rate,
yeah,
right? Whatever data you are providing in this form, right? This basically is a form to bring you a quote. Okay, so suppose if you go out and buy a laptop, right? You are putting a request for laptop. You tell them, okay, I need this much RAM, I need this much hard disk, right? And
yeah,
my processor should be so and so. Based on that, they give you multiple quotation. Okay, this HP laptop you can take, or Dell laptop you can take, IBM laptop you can take, and so
yeah,
and so forth, right? Different quotation based on the requirement you have. Okay.
yeah,
Similarly, I'm filling all the data, and based on this data, I am going to give them this quote that if you are going to buy this particular policy, Piyush Singh, you will have to pay $1,530 annually. This is the annual model premium. Okay, understood. And the
yeah,
rate bearing field is something. Now suppose I change, so 1530. Let me change something. Okay, and let's see if the rate changes. The rate bearing field is something. Now I change some data. Is insured. So I will say yes. Here I will change my medical history and see if and the financial history also. Let's see if that changes my rate. 1530 was the my rate premium that customer has to pay for this particular policy, and I will put some medical questions. And I am expecting that this should change my premium because I have changed some data, and now based on this data, now actually it might not do, but let's see, because I'm using a mock rating at the moment, but let's see if it does, right? It doesn't do in this case because I'm using a mock rating, but generally what happens is, like, if you change some of the rate bearing field or the rate impacting field, right, then your premium will either increase or decrease based on the data you are providing in these fields. Okay, let's see if I can change plan definition also, and that should change my premium. So suppose now my monthly benefit I am increasing, that should also increase my premium, right? That is a rate bearing field, monthly benefit premium. So that means I'm looking for more benefits monthly. See here, now it's changed. So it became 15,300 instead of 1,500. It became 10 times 15,300 you have to pay, because you are directly saying that you need 10 times monthly benefit now. So accordingly, my premium will change. Is this clear, or am I confusing you guys? Lingam or Piyush?
No, it's clear. It's clear.
Okay. So basically now what we have done is we have created a customer in system. Okay, this is how EIS work. Okay, agents or the employee of the insurance company, they create the customer. They take the data from customer. They create a customer in the system, and then they create a quote in the system. Okay, and they fill out all the data given by customer, and then they do a rating here, and then they tell, okay, you are supposed to pay us this much premium, and then we will be able to issue you this policy. Okay, and now the next step is that once your quote is done, and it is in now if you see the status, right? Now your status become premium calculated. Now this particular quote is in premium calculated. For other products, actually the disability has a few more tabs here, CM dashboard and other things. But generally, if you are at this stage, premium calculated. Now this screen, I just saved an exit from that code, and I came to this screen where I can see all the basic information about insured. This is my insured. This is my policy general information. This is my service advisor. These are contractual history about this particular customer or the policy, and these are the premium details. Okay. This screen is called consolidated screen in EIS. Okay, and when you are working on any project in EIS, you might be asked to do some changes in the consolidated screen. So you must know what is a consolidated screen. Consolidated screen is the screen where you see all the information about that particular policy in the consolidated form. Okay, whatever is more specific information you want to see on the consolidated screen, you can show it here. So the person who is looking at the screen, they can know like what is this quote all about. Okay, now your quote is in premium calculated state. At this stage, we will ask customer, okay, do you want to go ahead with this particular quote? Shall we go ahead and issue this quote? Once we issue this quote, this becomes a policy with the same number. If you see this quote has been assigned a quote number here, every quote you create in the system, every customer you create in the system, it will have a number associated with it. Okay, so it will be easier for you to track down customer and quote. Similarly, claim will also have a claim number. Okay, now once this happens and customer has two options here basically. Either they can decline or they can accept that, I'm happy with this premium for my policy. I am ready to pay this much amount, and you should go ahead and issue me this policy. Or they can say, no, I'm not happy. I don't want to go ahead with this particular policy. So they can reject also. So here, if you see on the right hand side, there is this option of take action. And generally, you will see that if your quote status is premium calculated, you will have an option to issue this quote. Here I don't have because we have done a lot of configuration in principle. But generally, if you see this take action, you will have also option of issue it. Once you issue that quote, it becomes, it's the same things, everything remains same. It just becomes a policy for you. So not every quote converts into a policy, because some customer will be denying that particular quote. Okay, and some customers will be accepting that quote. Only quotes accepted by customer will become a policy, and those will come under this tab, policy tab. Okay, so far we have discussed about 3 quotes. So I think we are at time also. Any questions before we wrap up our today's session? Do you know what is EIS now? Like, or who are the users of EIS, and how they work, right? And how they fill out these forms, and how they give you premium details. Is this clear? I think this is very important. You will be doing it very frequently when you are working in EIS. So it is, so I want you to take this session and get you, on fast track to work in EIS. So with this information, you can go to EIS and start creating your customer and quote, and you can play around basically. You can learn a few things. In next few sessions, we are going to talk more about the technical implementation of it, like how the system creates this customer and the quote, and we are going to talk about more about admin also in next few sessions. Okay, what are the capabilities admin has, and I will show you little architectural detail of EIS, how they have implemented this product. Okay, but I just wanted to give you an idea of how EIS looks like, how it works. It is very simple. So I wanted to more simplify it more so that you can understand it better. With that, any questions, guys?
Vijay, one question. Like before issuing a policy, definitely there should be some underwriting process, right? So are we
Yes.
capturing here?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Actually, in PFG, it is a long process.
Okay.
There are multiple scenarios, Lingam. So it's a good question. So there could be underwriter of many levels, as I had mentioned. Like in principle, actually they have levels from 1 to 15, and each underwriting level has different authority. So they can only so underwriter authority level 1, they can only accept the minimum risk. Okay, so they say this particular policy, it has some minimum amount of risk. So authority level 1, they can override it or they can accept that particular risk. Underwriter level 15, they can accept the highest possible risk in the system. Okay, and then there is a level 0 also I want to talk about. And level 0 level is like where system identifies that there is no underwriting needed in this particular case. It doesn't need to go through a particular underwriter because all the information provided by the customer, it looks good, and there is no risk selling this particular policy. In that case, it is automatically given approval by the underwriters because it satisfies all your rules. But if I just quickly show you for
Yeah,
principal, you understood that, right? So in principle, they have this separate tab here, risk assessment. These are particularly just for the underwriters. Okay, where they see all the risk associated with this particular policy. They analyze, okay, what is the underwriter dashboard, and they see they have this checklist whether everything is provided to them, and based on that they can take this decision of whether they have reviewed it or waived off, or so they can take these decisions here. Okay, and it's a very, very complicated thing they have done in principle. But otherwise it's not so complicated. I have seen, like, generally this tab is not there and everything is done in the premium summary only. Okay, so I did not want to confuse you here because this is specific to principle. But I hope you got your answer, right?
Yes, Vijay.
Okay, all right. I think we are good for this session. We can wrap up. You guys can reach out to me always, and I will send across this recording also.
Thank you, Vijay. Thanks a lot.